Here are 5 real reasons why you should not become a software developer. Let's go. My name is Anton from Code and Success, and I know programming is a very cool job. I myself also work as a software developer for the past 5 years already. It's real fun. You can work from home, you can make good money. But we really need to talk about some reasons where I say you should not become a software developer. And I have 5 for you. Let's start with number 1. You don't like being alone. What do I mean here? Of course, no one likes to be alone all the time, but I notice there's many people, especially many women, who love to talk at work, to make some work friends, to have some fun with them, to go out and have an after work dinner or go bowling or go to a bar or some other stuff like that. And if you're one of these people who also need to socialize, to be happy at work, and sometimes work feels like a byproduct, you're just there to be with your colleagues, with your boss and the customers, then I say this is not for you. Because programming, of course you have to talk to your boss, to the client, to other developers in your team maybe, or some designers or testers or whoever else. But mostly you will be alone. You will get a task and you will just sit there and work on it until it's finished. And it can be boring, it can be lonely, especially if you don't work in an office, but if you work at home, then it's even more boring for some people. I work from home, I don't mind being alone, I like it actually. I can focus on my things, I can watch the TV or listen to some music, I can focus on my own hours when I really want to work, and there's some freedom. But many people, they don't like this freedom, they want to socialize, they want to talk. It's fine, everyone is different, but if this is you, then forget about it. You will be unhappy in this job. Reason number 2, you get bored easily. What do I mean? It's simple. There's many people nowadays who claim to have something called ADHD, attention deficit syndrome, something like that. They struggle to focus on a thing for a longer time because they will be very bored easily. I have my own opinions about this, but I think nowadays this problem is very evident and very often to find because there's so much short form content on the internet with the TikTok, with the YouTube shorts, and people really need to get the next new rush. They need to find the next relationship, the next better husband or some other nonsense. They forgot how to enjoy themselves with a nice book, for example, or how to enjoy. And many people choose jobs where they always have something new going on. For example, they are car sellers. They always have to find the next car to sell. They always have to find a good price so they can sell it for much more. They have to find new customers. They meet new people every day, and this is kind of exciting. Something is going on. Or maybe they work in a nice big office with a team and they also have to talk to many customers. There's also always something new going on. Even at the restaurant, you always have different tables to wait. Sometimes you get more tips, sometimes you get less tips. Something happens in the kitchen or in the restaurant, there's a cool story to tell. This is all kind of interesting, exciting. Now, I can talk about my reality as a programmer. In the last 3 years I've been working from home, from this sofa here. And it means I stare at the screen and there's a bug. Something is not working. And I have to figure out what is going on. I have to go into the debugger mode. I have to search maybe for a day, for 2 days, until I really make a good solution so I can progress my work. And some other similar things like that. Sometimes the task is maybe not that exciting, but you still have to finish it. Sometimes you know what to do, but you just know it takes a long time to do it. You have to make several new classes, several new mappings, and other boring things for some. And these things can be frustrating. For me, I don't care, I like my work. But many other people would be frustrated at that. I've seen it with my own eyes. If it's not exciting, then these people get depressed. And programming can be boring sometimes. But some people like it, some don't. And you know yourself better. Reason number 3. you are lazy. Now, laziness is a big problem. I know, I'm also a bit lazy, and I have made a video which shows the real reason for your laziness and how to fix it. But anyways, if you're a lazy person, if you're lazy like a cat or like a towel, then think again, please. Because people have the idea of programming in like, yeah, you just work like 1 or 2 hours, you make like 100,000 per year, you maybe also work from home and travel around and life is good, heaven. And why people think this nonsense? Because there's so many strange creators on the TikTok or the YouTube, and they make the cool videos how they like go to the Google or go to the Facebook and how they're eating, getting ice cream, getting a massage, walking around, and doing also 1 hour of actual work, and then they go home. And people have this idea, man, this woman or this man is making 200,000 per year, and I have to work here at the McDonald's or the KFC, and they almost do nothing. But this is nonsense, and I really encourage you to like stop watching this TikTok or YouTube, especially those creators. Something is wrong with them, in my opinion. They don't show the reality. In reality, most developers, maybe they don't work actual 8 hours per day, but most of it, and if they don't work on a problem, they think about it. They think of a solution. But yeah, you usually work your whole day, you have to fix bugs, you have to write a new feature, you're writing code, you're thinking, and people really underestimate the amount of thinking you have to do and how much energy it takes. Now it may sound ridiculous to someone who's like building houses with their hands. I understand it, I respect it also very much, but really this makes you also exhausted and tired, and other developers can agree with that. And the thing is, lazy people, they like to learn something once and then don't want to do anything anymore because they're lazy. But programming is something that's always changing. A new technology comes out, a new version of the technology comes out. You have to learn something new. You're changing jobs. They're using different technologies. You have to now, instead of using Angular, you have to use React.js or Vue.js and learn this quickly. Or you don't know how CI/CD pipelines work, you have to learn this also. Or you are used to GitHub and this company uses GitLab. You also have to use that now. Angular made a new version. Things changed now in writing the code. What happened here? And many other things like that. New software architecture, new ways on how to implement something. And if you're lazy, you will get behind very quickly after a few years. And the winners in programming are those who love the job and who always learn continuously. Someone used to say, if you drop your pen after 8 hours of work and go home and do something else, you will fail as a programmer. The only winners in programming are those who don't drop the pen, who keep it, then they go home, and then they continue learning, and they build some cool websites, some cool apps because they want to, because it's fun for them, because they want to show off something, because they want to make more money with it. Those are the real winners who will keep winning. Reason number 4, you don't like working with others. And people say, okay, Anton, you just said a few minutes ago you don't like being alone, and now you say you don't like working with others. Doesn't this contradict itself? You have to be flexible, like gummy or water. And that means simply, I can tell about my workday. There's extended periods, many hours or even some days, where I almost talk to no one. And I just work quietly on my feature, on my bugs. I write code, I think heavily, I sweat, and this is all fine. And then there's periods where you have many meetings, you have to talk to your other developers in your team to get new information, to discuss something with them, like, hey, is this idea, is this workflow good how I'm doing it, or is this maybe a bad idea, maybe we need a better workflow for that. Or you talk with your boss like, hey, look at this feature, there's this and that problems, or how do you like it, and stuff like that. There's clients, you have to do presentation to them, like, look what I've built, this is what you asked for, this is what you get, do you have any questions, and you talk about requirements. You always have to talk to people. You cannot just be alone and be left alone all the time. That doesn't work like that, no. But there's extended periods where you work alone, and there's also times where you have to talk very much with other people, and you have to be okay with both of those things. But of course, I would say it's like 80 to 20, maybe 70 to 30, depends on the company. So mostly you will be working alone on your things and only occasionally talk to some other people. Like, this is the reality. Mostly you will be talking to other developers who have information about some other features of your project, and you talk to those people, maybe to the designer, maybe to your boss, and those are the common things. And reason number 5, the most important reason why you should not become a software developer, is you do it for the money. I understand, we all need money, we all like money. Money can buy things, you can get tasty chicken for money. You can maybe buy a nice car. I understand that. But if your number one purpose here is the money, you can make 6 figures. You can do 100,000, 200,000 with the Google, with the Facebook, with the Amazon, and you learn now software development only for the money. You will fail 100%. I guarantee that to you. Why? Successful programmers are always those who love their job, because you need this love to continue working on it when you go home. This love makes you build projects for yourself. It makes you build apps, it makes you build websites, it makes you build cool databases and play around with them. It makes you experiment with new features coming out. It makes you read the books. And this passion, this love, this fire is the number one factor why programmers succeed. Because if you only do it for the money, you don't really care about all these things. You maybe care enough for the money, but you will maybe do it for a few months, but then you will hate your job. Then you will suffer from it. And is it worth it to suffer just for the money? Or isn't it better to love doing what you do and make also good money? I think the latter is the best. And if you're in there for the quick buck, for the quick money, it's also a bad idea, because in the beginning you will earn not much. You will earn good after several years, or if you're freelancing. And especially freelancers have to know even more than employees. So it's years of continuous learning. It's not learn one time and stop. No, as I explained, you have to learn every day, every week, every year about the new features. And if you only do it for the money, you will not do it. You will hate it. So, my advice, if you don't like programming in itself, forget about it. My motivation, for example, was not the money. It was the fact that you can build things out of thin air. Like the handyman who wants to build a house. He needs to buy all the materials, he needs to get some other people to help him with the walls, with the electricity and whatever. And this is all very expensive. But now is the time of the internet, of the World Wide Web, and you can just simply learn programming for free. You can deploy stuff for free. You can make a cool website or apps and make money from that. Out of thin air. Where else can you do that? If you know, please tell me. And I think this is very cool. And if this is also your reason, then you should also become a developer. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. See you next time. Goodbye.